All right, what up, YouTube family? So I'm about to have one of my student, Ash, jump on to do an interview, him closing his first wholesale deal. All right, now this came from a JV deal. He made $18,000, and he's going to share with you the exact story of how he did it. All right, so obviously the goal is to help not just motivate you, inspire you, not also to let you know that it's not just your boy King Kong who's doing this, but regular average guys and gal out there are also making it happen. People always ask me, so Khang, does wholesaling still work in 2025? They're probably going to ask the same in 2026. And the people who ask is still sitting on the sideline and haven't done anything. What you should have done is you need to get into the game, and you just have to adjust and pivot as things changes in the game. And to me, it doesn't matter what business you get in. All right, you either learn how to play the game or you're going to be played by the game. So which means, listen, things will change. It bound to change. No business stay the same forever, right? The economy change, cost of living change, inflation, right? Like everything changes. That's why a lot of us entrepreneur, we got to stay on top of our game. We got to always stay on our toes, man. All right? Because when things change, we adjust and we adapt and we pivot, right? That's how you stay at the top, and that's how you get to the top and get to the next level, right? So every business will be disrupted. It's either now or tomorrow or the future, right? But it will get disrupted no matter what. So instead of sitting on the sideline, right, procrastinating, thinking, debating, should you get into the game? Is it too competitive? Is it too saturated? Yada, yada, yada. Stop talking and start doing. Get into the game, man. Get your feet wet. Dip your toe in the water. And a lot of you be like, well, Khang, where do I start? Right? Where do I start where it is like affordable? Listen, the best place to just get started, just to get your feet wet, join my school community. Just go to school.com/WTM. I give you the contract. I'll give you the script, which I charge $4.90 for free. And then you get all these little mini courses that you can start literally today. Already, I just launched this community literally 3 weeks ago. Melissa already got her first property under contract. She then obviously watched one of the courses that I launched, is how to find buyers. Just found her buyer on kingdata.ai, which is the software that we use. Not only pull motivated seller leads, but you can also go there and find your buyers nationwide right there. She did it. She watched, she implemented, she executed. Now she's about to find a buyer and close her first freaking deal with that small of an investment. She took action, right? And also, too, I just did a recorded call with a seller yesterday. So let me share with you guys, for those of you who don't know what you're going to get when you join the school community. Now, Ash is my student. He's the one who pay a higher premium price to become one of my academy student, right? Which that is not just, he not just only get all the courses, but we have classes 3 to 4 times a week to go over everything about your wholesaling business. Once again, this is for those of you who needs that hands-on mentorship or coaching, right? So just like I said, the school is kind of where you wanted to start with the most affordable price. So you get the contract included for member for free. My King Kong seller script that I charge $4.95 for free, 100 hour of cold call for free. All right, as a club member, the JV contract, that's probably where Ash got it. The JV contract. Hold on a second. Oh man, hold on. Okay. For free. Okay. I'll show you how to build your own custom motivated seller lead. You will not find this feed on YouTube. Also exclusive for club member to access. Oh man, it keeps on showing me that. Hold on a second. I gotta focus it. How do I focus it? Okay, maybe I'll just bring it down, bring it back. Okay. Look at that. My VA protocol showing you exactly where I hire my VA. How do I filter and find the best of the best? How do I train them and then enroll them into your dream team? Another course, 5 different free ways, all right, that you can find motivated seller leads. Boom. the freeway. Costs you nothing. That's included. Look at that. The wholesaling funnel. If you are new, this video right here would help you understand what wholesaling is and how it go from a lead to actually you getting paid. I'm still waiting for Ash to get on, so I'm trying to buy some time here. Also, too, is right here. All right. The math, the breakdown, the strategy on how to make your first $300,000 wholesaling real estate. So I'll share with you the math, the breakdown. You will not find this video on YouTube. So basically, I'll show you, okay, how many calls you need to hit, how many offer you need to make, right? How many leads that have to come in, right? The exact math. So if you hit those numbers, you should be able to hit your target. And then, dude, this right here could be worth thousands of dollars. I could have easily charged $1,000 for this expired listing. I would show you the way that I do it. Most investors don't know how to do it the right way. Most realtor is the only one who target expired listing. But my first deal that I ever made came from expired listing. We're still closing deal from expired listing. And the way that I'm going to show you, you're not going to waste time targeting all these crazy expired listing. I'll show you how to dial in and find the gem of expired listing in the haystack. And then today, I just launched this right here. Okay. I'm taking all the recorded call from the seller. I'll put it all into the club. So only club member will have access to it. Okay. Only for less than 3 Starbucks coffee. Ash, how do I join? Ash, how do you join? Ash, you should be able to click the link. Ash. Ash, reach out to Carly, and Carly should be able to here, Ash. Let me post the link here, Ash. Well, I want to make sure that reach out to Carly, Ash, because I did send you a private link, Ash, that only you get access to that link that you can jump on. So, okay, let me text Carly really quick here. Let me text Carly. Carly, can you call Ash and, oh my God, and help him jump on? I hate typing, man. I suck at typing. I'm so slow. So, Ash, there should be a private link, dude, that was sent to you, Ash, that you can just click and then come and join me, man. Okay, so Ash, Carly is reaching out to you. All right. And it's just got mine. Let's rock and roll. Okay. Let me see here. Victor HP said, I got a few guys on Facebook that I'm trying to JV with. Just need a buyer. Ash is lost, man. I sent him a link, but he never clicked it. I sent it twice. Oh, man, Ash, you're killing me, bro. Okay, hold on, Ash. Let me make this easy for you, dude. I'm going to send you the link now, and then once you join, I'm going to take the link off, okay? There you go, bro. I'm sending you a different link. Click on this link, dude. All right, listen, dude. Okay, Ash is in. Hold on a second. Let me delete this before everyone else jump on. Okay. Ash, what up, dude? Hey, turn on your mic, Ash. Yeah. Okay, sure. No worries, dude. Take your time. I'm not a high-tech guy either, so I understand when when you struggle. It reminds me of me, man. I'm not a high-tech either, so I struggle when it comes
All right, we're on.
Hey, bro, looking good, bro.
Thank you. You
First
look
off,
amazing
man,
as usual.
Bro, first off, dude, hold on a second. First off, Ash, I want to say, dude, thank you so much for taking the precious time out of your day to jump on and actually do this with me, man. So the goal is obviously not just to inspire and motivate everyone who's watching, but I think the key here is sharing with them your stories, how you were able to do this first deal so they can copy and duplicate. And also, too, is to spark some fire in them, to give them the self-belief, the confidence that they too can do this. Because a lot of times, you see me posting deals and I'm doing it. And a lot of people are like, well, only you can do it. But if you're bringing a lot more other people jump on, it just show them that anyone can do this. So Ash, thank you so much for being here, man.
No, thank you. I mean, I have to thank you so much because I was on the fence and dreaming about being a real estate investor for so long. And my story spans at least 20 something years. And finally, to pull the trigger on your course means, I felt a connection with you. I felt you were authentic, and at my level, so to speak, that I could connect with you and your material. So I jumped in, and I never forget the time I did it. It was like, beginning of the year, middle of January. And if I'm just going on right now, but my story was like I was in a job.
Yep.
And go for it.
Yeah. Hold on, Ash.
Tell me.
I just want to take some time, dude. And I want to say, dude, thank you so much for the kind word.
Thank you.
Secondly, dude, thank you so much for putting the trust in me to help you, man, with your wholesaling business, dude. Dude, it's because I understand, when someone make that big of an investment. So Ash is actually in my academy. That's different, right? So he's in my academy. He's not in the school community. So for someone to invest something that big into you, dude, that's a lot of trust and faith that they put in you. So Ash, dude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, bro. And dude, I am excited. I'm happy and I'm pumped up for you, dude, that you made it happen, bro. Because listen, you can come and join. We'll give you the knowledge. We'll give you the training. We'll give you the support. We'll give you the guidance. We'll give you the connection. But you still got to be the guy or the gal who actually put in the work. So for Ash to sit here, it did not just fall in his lap. This guy made the sacrifice. He paid the price. He put in the work. And that's why he's here. Dude, good for you, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Ash, your story. Let's hear it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I had been flirting with doing real estate investments for so long. And my story is a little bit spiritual because it was the end point, or so to speak. I mean, who knows what comes after this, but I went to law school. While I was in law school, I went and worked at a real estate investment firm. So at that point, I knew that's what I wanted to do. But I said, no, I have to finish law school. And then subsequently, throughout the history, I've always thought of everything as the middleman. After I do this, after I make a little money, after I do this, then I'll do real estate investments. And it finally took me getting a back injury. And first I joined your course. Yeah. Joined it in January, about middle of January. And I loved it. I immediately connected with all your students, the professors. I said, man, this is my tribe. These are my type of people. And this is where I feel aligned. So I was just passionate about it. I was going to the classes. I was reading the materials. But I was working a full-time job. So and I made an ambitious goal. I said, I'm going to close my first deal by the end of February, which is a month and a half. That's pretty cocky, right?
That is.
And I think I talked to you about it and this and that, but realized, oh no, it's much harder than that, because having a full-time job and managing all these things is just, it's beyond me. So I went through a period where I felt like I got the material and I needed to take action, but with the full-time job, it's hard to manage that. Yep. So I gave up. And I felt ashamed to come to the courses because, everybody is taking action or they're just engaged. And so I just couldn't find time to do it. So I sort of gave up a little bit. Long story short, I got a back injury and it allowed me to work from home. Go ahead. You're gonna say something?
Ash,
tell me.
So Ash, right when I say that, man, and it hit home. It hit home, and I want us to address this so everybody who's watching this, you guys, don't beat yourself up too bad. Now that you're watching me, right? And I say, hey, quitters, right? Quitters never wins, winner never quit. But let me tell you something. For me, 6 months into the game, I was trying to figure it out myself. And there was hundreds of times that I just want to quit, dude. I said, dude, I'm tired. Right? I'm tired. I'm hitting walls after walls after walls, and I just can't seem to do it. And people ask me all the time, Khang, do you ever thought that you would make it? No. Like, I'll be completely honest with you. Never. Listen, I was not born like an entrepreneur. You see Gary Vee, or you see all these people, like they were raised up where they were selling stuff already at a young age, like they were hustler. I wasn't. Like, I honestly never thought that I would one day own a business and be a millionaires and owning all, dude, and running a mentorship program and, posting video. I never thought about all of this. And I just want to be honest with you guys. It's okay that you have all these thoughts that comes up, that you wanted to quit, that you'd be like, man, I don't know, dude. Right? It's normal. I'm telling you that it is normal. So don't beat yourself up. Don't feel embarrassed about it. Everybody, every single one that made it to the top, I'm telling you guys right now, every single one of them has gone through that phase. All right. But it's the person that dig deep down and said, dude, why did I start it? And what do I really want? And those are the people who actually just keep pushing through. And that's how you're going to come out on top.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I agree.
Go ahead.
Like, you know, you're so inspirational. I'm surprised that you weren't an entrepreneur at a young age.
No.
But my feeling is when I finally got into your academy and finally started doing some of the work, I just felt an alignment. So my biggest lesson out of this is you have to keep looking, unless I mean, I knew I wanted to do real estate investments for many years. I just felt kind of like, you know, there was an excuse not to do it. It seemed like a huge wall to climb up, and always thinking you need money, right? And how do you? And when they talk about using other people's money, it's like, how do you convince people to invest with you? You don't have a track record, right? So finally realizing that wholesaling is the path I need to take, and coming to you was just a major thing for me. And that period of time where I was struggling, like I said, it was difficult. So I needed a back injury to happen to me. I needed this to happen. I think the universe gave me this back injury so I could finally work from home full time for a period of time, about a month and a half. And luckily, work was just completely quiet. So it was just giving me opportunity to finally work on the business and use some of the things that, you know, you had taught me. So so that's when I started putting effort and finally, you know, got a deal, and the rest I can give you details.
Yeah,
but the rest is history, as I say. It was a monster deal. So for my first deal, and I'm very proud of it.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about this monster deal. How much is it, Ash?
It was actually 55,000.
55 G's. Okay, so hold on a second. So let me before Ash talk about breaking it down, I want to, because a lot of times, like, I'm not as spiritual as the wife. The wife, she's very spiritual, right? So the thing, but I do believe, but the thing is, Ash, I do believe that everything happened for a reason. Exactly. The reason, a lot of times we see all the things that we're going through, but sometimes those stuff that happens, it actually happened for you, not against you.
Exactly.
And so for me, Ash, when you say things go to like that, I remember when you know, the wife and I, we had a little kiosk at the mall, Ash, and we were selling hair extension. And I remember at that time we put so much money invested in it because we're waiting for the holiday to come, and that's how we make the return, right, during the holiday season. Ash, you know what I'm talking about, right? This little kiosk in the mall.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I just feel your anxiety. That's crazy.
Ash, we pour 40 G's into buying all these inventory, getting ready for November, which is the Black Friday, the biggest day, right, of the year. And then we're getting ready for Christmas. Those are the 2 months, dude. It's like a do or die for that business. You either make a lot of money or, dude, it's going to wipe you out, because you have to you have to like really trust and just buy and load it up your inventory. So when all of a sudden, almost the end of October, man, I got a call, Ash, from the lease manager. The lease manager calls me in, Ash, and he said, you got 30 days, take all your stuff and vacate and get out. Dude, it was straight up. She was cold, dude. She was cold. And, dude, Ash, tears was just pouring out my eyes. Dude, I was just crying bad. I was crying like a little bitch. Right. So for me, Ash, if I was single, Ash, I wouldn't have any problem. Dude, I would have picked up my stuff and I would have bounced. But the thing is that this Lon's little baby. So because it's like her first business, right? So for her, it's like a little baby. So for me to go home, like for me as a man, I felt like, dude, I didn't have the control of the situation. Like I felt like I was out of control. Like I lost control of the vehicle. So for me, dude, as a man, it was so hard for me to go home and tell her that, hey, listen, there's nothing I can do. And everything that we put in, Lon, we're probably not gonna make it back. So that was what's hard for me, Ash, is how do I, as a man, how do I go home and say this to my wife and explain to her? So at that moment, man, I went home and obviously Lon will find out she'll find out no matter what. And I told her, man, we both cry. And we cry. And then Lon's like, you know what? She's like, dude, let's get up. We'll figure something out. And because of that, like, same thing, Ash, Lon and I, like Lon, not me. Dude, I was a cat that didn't have big goals and big dreams. So for those of you who watch, I didn't have big goals, Ash. I didn't have big dreams. I didn't have big aspiration. You know what I have? It's just work ethic. And when I decided to do something, I'm determined. That's all I got was work ethic and determination. The wifey was the missing link. She was the one that has big goals, big aspiration, and big dreams. And she's the one who planted the dreams in me. And then I want to be the guy who go and execute it and make her dreams become a reality. Like even till today, people ask me all the time, so Khang, so why did you get out of bed now that you made all this money? Like you're all set. Because the wifey, dude, her dreams just doesn't stop. Right? She has bigger goals, bigger dreams, and the thing just increased. And that's what gets me out every day.
Wow.
But I remember, Ash, driving home crying. And I keep on saying, God, why? Why us? Like, what have we done? You know, I keep on asking God, why? What have we done? I mean, throughout our whole entire life, we try to do everything the right way. Why are you doing this to me? And God and Ash, looking back, dude, I really understand that, dude. God, dude, he didn't do it. He forgets to put me out of business. He's doing it for me. He said, Khang, why do you only want to make $10,000 a month when I can show you how to make $100,000 a month? But before I can show you how to make $100,000 a month, I need to shut this down. Because Lon always wanted to get into real estate. We always wanted plan B, Ash, but we didn't pull the trigger because we were so comfortable. We were okay with what we're doing. Like we wanted more, but what we got, we were comfortable. We were good. And then God's like, dude, let me show you better. And if we were still stuck there, Ash, we would have gone out of business because that business has changed and it just literally tanked. And Lon and I just got out, dude, just in the right time because 6 months after we got out, we got into real estate, Ash, the Canadian dollar just tanked. No more Canadian was coming down. And then Amazon was blowing up. So people are now selling everything online. And the brick and mortar business, dude, it's completely going out. Like my mall right now, Ash, I don't know about your mall, but my mall is dead.
Right.
Dude, it's like
everywhere.
Right? So Lon, God's like, dude, see, a lot of times we think our plan is good, but a lot of time we just need to put our trust and faith into God that he has a better plan for us.
Yes.
And just trust the process and walk in faith and just take that step. And looking back, Ash, everything that happened, dude, I'm so grateful that it happens because everything that happens is what actually brought me to where I am today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so impressed that you guys are well aligned as a couple and you balance each other out. That's so important. You know, to have one person be a visionary, the other one with a work ethic. That's a perfect balance of one person. But
yeah,
it's hard to find it in us. And I think I'm more of the visionary. So I do struggle with the work ethic part. And especially as I was younger, I worked a lot supporting my family. So I went to law school and I realized the first week I was in law school that I was burnt out because I had worked so hard supporting my family to get to law school that I said, oh my God. So I've never taken a vacation. I've been working 7 days a week all these years. Now I have to study 7 days and then I have to get a job to work again. It just did not seem appealing, but somehow or other I continued it. But back to the spiritual thing, I have a long road for me getting to this job because I was an entrepreneur for a number of years. My wife and I had a marketing business and we were doing very well. And the pandemic and private equity buying our client kind of derailed everything. So we're making, I'll just say we're making about 40K and we're projected to make 80K a month just working 10 hours a week. So life was good and I was comfortable. I was not ambitious more than that. I wanted to use my time to live finally a more balanced life, like, do my hobbies and things like that. So I got blindsided when that got taken away, and it took a little while. I returned back to employment at 52, and it was the hardest thing to go from entrepreneurship to employment and vice versa, especially at a 50, is one of the toughest things. And because of that, I went to a great company, actually. They're terrific product, terrific people, great pay and all that stuff, but I didn't feel aligned. And here's the thing: I started a senior position, which was I was very grateful for, but my outlook was basically working overtime for like a 10% raise at the end of the year, right? And having made money as an entrepreneur, I just couldn't let a boss tell me what to do and beg for that, right? And to be on time. So it was a big challenge. So me getting a back injury was from the job, but it was, I believe, spiritual, because my guardian angels, which I believe punished me, were showing me a sign, like, you're in the wrong track, and giving me an opportunity to focus full time on the wholesaling business. And I'll tell you what, the day that my boss finally called, because what I was working on was there was no work for me. And I kind of got the idea, oh crap, I wanted to quit the job like in 6 months, collect pay, paycheck, easy paycheck. But I knew that the job was just like getting minimal and they might lay me off. So I was kind of, prepared for it. But once my boss called me and said, I'm sorry, Ash, we got to let you go, I was bummed out. But within an hour, I locked in my first deal. So I knew the universe was not only gave me the back injury for a reason, but also protecting me and telling me this was not the right path you were on. This is the path. So, I know I'm aligned with this, and it's going to go in the direction of making me the type of person I want to be and give me the freedom and all that stuff. So, again, I have to thank you, because you're the one that taught me this stuff in your course, and I will recommend it to everybody. You can try to do it by yourself, but it's literally impossible. It's a too huge a mountain to climb for most people. So, pay for the mentorship, and you'll get there faster. But even if you take the course, it's no guarantee.
Correct.
Because, it can take months. My first deal happened exactly like yours, 6 months into it, and it was almost exactly to the week of 6 months. So you can relate to that. It's like,
for sure,
you feel like a loser, not being able to, and then you see other people doing things. But it's a struggle, no matter how smart you are, because it does require a little bit of luck and divine timing and all these things. So, but once you get that first deal, it's like losing your virginity, so to speak. It does become a little easier because you can envision, so now I'm looking forward to growing this business and getting many deals to come.
Awesome, Ash. Honestly, bro, dude, I'm so glad that we had this. Dude, I'm so glad that we're able to connect like this, dude, and have this conversation, because there's a couple things that you touch base on that I really also want to talk about. And once again, I know Ash and I are dragging this out, but I'll have Ash talk about his deal after this. But I think the deal is one thing, but what we share right now, I think a lot of you can relate to what I'm about to say. You see, when you go from an entrepreneur back to like employee, dude, it's hard. Or going from employee or to an entrepreneur, both ways hard, right? Because you work on your own clock, and now you have to listen to somebody else. It's just hard. And let me and then let me tell you one more thing too, my friend. And this is not to ask, because Ash already experienced it, but for those of you who's watching, and then for you to make 40K a month or 50K or 100K a month, and all of a sudden you go back to making 5K or 10K a month, dude, you're like, what is going, dude? It's like your mind will like, what is going on here? Right? Yeah. And a lot of times too is when you go from poor to rich, dude, I'm telling you right now, when you go from poor to rich, having nothing to having almost anything you want, Dude, people ask me, Khang, you always talk about making money and hustle because you know why? I was one poor. And I don't want to go back to being poor again. I know how it felt to be poor, my friend. So once you have the good life, dude, you will fight and you will hustle and you will grind and you will do whatever it takes, man, to maintain your lifestyle and just freaking or increase it more. But you never want to go back to being poor because you know how it felt. And then once you got the good life, my friend, you never want to go back. Now, Ash touched based on this that I wanted to address. When you said going in and asking for someone for a pay raise, Ash, like I said, I don't have an entrepreneur mindset. Okay, all of this was developed over my course of 20 years of changing myself, my belief system, and everything. And let me share with you guys how corrupted my mindset was when I was 18, 19. Ash, I prayed to God. I said, God, please, this is my first pay raise. So after I worked there for I think 3 months. So after 3 months, what this company do, Ash, is they pull you in and they look at your report and see how good your attendance is and how good you perform, right? And then you can go in there and ask for a raise. Ash, I went in there and I begged him. I begged him for a 25-cent raise. I said, man, if I can get a 25-cent raise, if I can go from $8.50 an hour to $9 an hour, I said, God, I will be so happy. And Ash, I went in there, I asked them. They did not give me a 25-cent raise.
Right.
You know, dude, they gave me some ran-ass number. It was 20 cents, 20-something cents. And that night, Ash, the whole entire night, it ruined my whole entire sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you guys, this is how corrupted my mindset was. The whole entire night, Ash, I was just keep on thinking, how can I go in and get them to give me another 10 cents raise? Dude, I lost sleep for the entire night for a 10-cent raise.
Yep.
Like, could you guys believe it? And this is something that school doesn't, like I was brainwashed over my entire, seeing my parents making $25,000 a year working for this company for 10 years, right? So, I mean, so that was me. So it's like, how can I get to their level, right?
Yeah.
And it took me 6 years to actually work there. And finally, I make $30,000 a year. And I remember every year, Ash, that company will give you a 10 cents raise. You have to work there for a year.
Yeah.
So they can give you a 10 cents raise. But listen, Ash.
And they might pull it away and change their mind. That's what hurts.
Correct. And then every quarter, right, based on your performance and based on the company, how much they make, they'll give you a quarterly bonus. But here's something you guys don't understand. By working at that company, Ash, I've learned so much from it. So when Lon and I get into building our own business, we were looking at all the things that I was being treated as an employee, right? Dude, the incentive that they give you to keep you stay. You see, a lot of times as an employee, you guys don't understand, but everything, all the benefit that they're giving you, they're basically all they're doing is that they're putting a golden handcuff on you to keep you stay there long term and not going anywhere. And that's, my friends, what we're doing now. I hope my girls don't watch this, but I'm sharing. I hope they don't watch this, but that's what you're doing, right? Once you find someone's good and you want to keep them, dude, you want to freaking just spoil them. So which means they can't leave, because when they decide to leave, they look at all the things that they can lose. That's what the company's doing to me. Yeah. They're giving you the 401k, they match you, and people's like, oh, man, we can go on and on, Ash. When I was working there, dude, so the company said, hey, you know what? If they will match your 401k up to $100. So max, right? The most you can put in is $100 and they'll match it. I mean, you can put in more, but they will only match up to $100. And you guys need to understand, at that time in my life, $100 meant like, dude, it felt like $10,000. Like telling me to take $100 invest is like telling me to take $10,000, right? And I remember going home talking to Lon about it. And you know what Lon said? Lon said, Khang, screw that. She's like, screw the 401k. She's like, dude, when I retire, I want 100,000 plus in passive income. Can the 401k give me that? Yes. I said, I don't know. Right? I said, probably not. Like, dude, that's crazy number that Lon's talking about, right? Like I said, she has this big goal, massive visions, and I'm not. And I remember sharing that with my with my coworkers, saying, hey, you know what, guys, because they'll come out, right? They'll ask you if you want to enroll. I said, no. And all my coworker, Ash, said that I was stupid. Khang, it's free money.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do it? Well, dude, it's because that's what they want to do to you.
Yeah.
They give it to you for free so they can keep you trapped.
Yeah.
So that way you don't think about plan B. You don't think about being escaped. You don't think about wanting to escape. So they're giving you all these benefit. But most people are brainwashed. They don't understand that. And dude, so they call me names. And guess what? Those are the people who are still stuck at the J, O, the B. They're probably making 30, 35,000 a year while I make that in a week. And dude, that's how you escape, man. You need to cut it off. You be like, dude, I'm going to put and escape.
But it was hard. It was hard for me. Yeah. And even though I had done entrepreneurship, my original plan was I'm going to work there 2 years because I had kind of made that, promise to the company and this and that. And they let me go. So I was committed to staying there as long as possible, just out of honor. And also it's so hard to see your way because when you're getting that steady paycheck, worrying about, well, if it doesn't come in, how do you pay your mortgage and this and that? So sure. It's such a big, I needed to be pushed ultimately and kicked to the curb for me to finally take that action. And I can't really take full credit for it because I really think it happens at divine timing. I do believe I got blessed because I have the reason I emphasize this story along what we're talking about is there's so many people that are stuck in the employment route. Yep. And I want them to hear the struggle that I went through. Maybe they can connect. And so I have sympathy for them because it's really hard to walk away. And also I had the mindset of an entrepreneur. So I was ready to jump in, but if you don't, it just almost seems like an impossible thing. So I feel so much sympathy. And likewise, going back to employment is so hard because like you said, having a boss tell you what to do, if you're 5 minutes late, you're threatened with some kind of sanction. Yep. And on top of it, I had a 5-hour round trip commute. So to go from working nothing 10, 15 hours a week when I was doing well to doing nothing, and then all of a sudden working 40 hours and commuting 5 hours, it was just too much. So for me, I was breaking down. If I had started like when I was 20, 30, I think employment can be a good route for somebody who's employment minded. If they start 20, 30, because you put in 10 hours into a company, you can become mid-management, right? And live a little bit more comfortably than if you're just a worker. But I didn't do that. And so I saw that this is the best I can do with this company, a great company, but I didn't give a crap. They were making a product that saves lives. And I didn't give a crap after that because at the end of the day, you feel like you're right. You're just a little cog in a machine and somebody at the top of the machine is making the real money. Yep. And why should I kill myself to enrich them? So I just knew I had to get out. And again, thank you to your course and just all the things that have come with it.
No, Ash, dude, thank you so much, man. And honestly, dude, I can sit here and talk about with you this about, dude, for days because
we didn't even talk about the deal, but that's okay.
Because Ash, I'm sharing things that I have never ever shared on social media before.
Thank you. I'm glad because we connect on that.
Oh, Ash, for
that's
sure.
More important.
Ash, let me share with you how of a little bitch I am. Okay, dude, Ash, I remember when I went in and give my 2 weeks notice. Dude, I was so scared, Ash. I remember.
Of course.
I came in, I gave my 2 weeks notice. And then 1 week in, guess what I did? I went back into the office and begged the manager and say, hey, Ruben, I take it back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I made a decision. I made a rational decision.
That's George Costanza. Do you know Seinfeld?
No.
Yeah, the show Seinfeld. He quits like really bad and then comes back like the next day, pretends like he never...
Oh, really? Dude, that was me. Dude, so I came back, and so the guy who runs the company, his name is Ruben. I came in and, and he was a pastor. So he understand I came in and I just begged him. I was so scared that they would. So I came in, I said, hey, you know what? I took it back. And then 6 months later, then I finally quit. And then when I finally decided that 6 months later, that's when the wife gave me the push. And he said, Khang, we meant for more. It's time for you to go. You don't belong there anymore. It's time for us to take the leap of faith. It's time for us to jump. And so she gave me the push, dude. She gave me the push. I went in there and I was comfortable now that I got her support. She's good. We're all on the same page. So I went there and I remember, Ash, my coworker said, Khang, see you back. We will see you back here soon. All of them think that I was going to fail.
Yeah.
The other
the odds are against you. Their odds are. Let's be honest.
No. Listen, that is for sure. And I don't blame them. Listen, I don't blame it at all. Right. But I just knew that it was his time. And the other, I think, I can't remember, but a few months ago, guess what I did? I drove baby Roy back to visit all of them. Wow. So I took the Ferrari back there, man. Listen, I took him back there, dude. And obviously, I didn't
inspire them. Inspire them, you know?
Oh, for sure, Ash. Yeah. I didn't go in there like big chest is down, look at me. No, I went in there because I was already out there doing a video, right? Doing a video and look at one of my apartment, dude. Ash, I never ever in a million year, dude, would imagine that I even own some rental property where I work. And my apartment was literally 5 minutes away from the J.O. the B. So I went there, I hang out with them, and obviously, they asked me a little bit, like, hey, Khang, how this and that, and I just give them a little bit, motivation, and hopefully someone will pull the trigger, but I can tell you majority of them will continue to do what they have always done.
Yeah, I think everything happens. I honestly believe in the spiritual side of it, like your wife, Lon, that everything happens in divine timing and there's no accidents and coincidences. I mean, I can blame myself for not doing this 20 years sooner and lying to myself and not being true to myself. But I wasn't ready. Even this job, I'm so grateful because it was a job doing negotiating contracts. Yeah. And this first deal I made had a lot of contract issues. So even though I practice law and comfortable with that kind of stuff, but it was just a good thing to go back and negotiate high level contracts. And then when I got to this, I was just very comfortable. So I think everything that leading up to this was needed for me because it just wasn't. I wasn't confident and wasn't ready. So don't blame yourself if it's not happening. But I do believe that you should pray to your God, to your angels, to yourself, and ask for guidance. Because when you ask for guidance, when you cried, that is a real pivotal point. And the angels, your God, everybody's listening, they're watching. And maybe sometimes like you watch a kid cry and you're like, this is for their good, let them cry, right? But sometimes you'll be like, no, I don't want my kid to cry. Let me give him a little push. Let me give him a little help. So something will open up. And that was my experience. But if we ever talk about okay, I'll tell you this real quick. I don't have much time, but I so the deal, when I was honed in on trying to make an offer on it, I had a JV partner, and an experienced JV partner, and I told him about it, and he's actually pessimistic about it. He says like that's not a good deal. So I felt like, oh my God, you have so many deals, your experience, for you it's easier to walk away. I have faith that this is a good deal. So I had to go pray to my angels and say, hey, I'm about to go against someone who's experienced. Like if I'd come to you and you say, no, it's not a good deal, I have to listen to you because you have experience, right? Makes sense. Something in my gut said, no, you know what? Khang's not seeing it, and I really want to take this chance. So I prayed, give me a sign. Give me a sign. And within a minute, I was walking out in the woods when I did this prayer. I came across a snake. I almost tripped on a snake. Okay? This is what's crazy. So I went to ChatGPT. What does this mean? What does this mean? And ChatGPT said it's a wonderful sign. It means go forward with this deal because a snake is a symbol of money in a lot of cultures. It's a symbol of change and transformation. So go forward with the deal. But the fact that you almost tripped on it means that you need to be very careful. There's two signs. One, that you saw the snake. Another, that you almost tripped on it. That you need to be very careful that there's things that you're not experienced with. You could have trouble. Sure enough, so I went ahead and made the offer, locked in the deal, then called my JV partner, my experienced JV partner, and said, I'm sorry, bro. I did it anyways. I went against what you said. And he said, it's okay. You know, you did it. We'll try to make it work. So number one, trust your instincts in those things. Pray if possible, if you're into that. And, you know, at the end of the day, trusting your instincts is so important because you want to develop that. And luckily, it worked out well. And again, it was a monster deal that at the price that my JV partner was saying wasn't a good deal, wasn't going to be a great deal. We would only make 10K off of it, right? But I wound up renegotiating it based on what you taught, because when you show us how to close deals, right? I always said, Khang, close these deals very easy, but I believe your strategy is to get that deal as good as you can the first, but then you can come back and renegotiate it. So based on that, I was able to renegotiate it much lower after looking at it, and you know, so that's how we were able to get such a good deal. So,
Ash, dude, once again, dude, Ash, once again, dude, congrats. And that is probably one of the most, should I say strangest, or one of those wild stories?
Lots of strange things.
Like you see a snake and all of a sudden you go into ChatGPT. I mean, you have to be pretty damn spiritual at that point.
Use everything you can.
So now, dude, Ash, after I listened to your story, man, I think I need to learn how to like snakes, bro. But snakes and height are my two phobia. Like when I see a snake, like I don't know, like my biggest phobia. Snakes. Second is height. So if it comes down to which one do I choose, probably height. So which means skydive, Khang, you only choose skydive, or being a tank with a snake, dude, or being a room with a snake, skydive.
Yes, I'll skydive.
Yeah. Dude,
Forget the snake.
I mean, even those are my two most biggest fear and phobia. But anyways, dude, that is freaking insane. Now, Ash, first off, obviously, I want to say congrats, man. Obviously, dude, such an honor, man. Such an honor to have someone like you inside the academy as a student and being able to, dude, drop this amazing testimonial, bro. From the bottom of my heart, I'm extremely grateful. I look forward to seeing, dude, I'm looking forward to seeing us doing some more in the future, you closing more deals and all of that. And, dude, I think somehow, dude, if you and the wife, dude, you guys sit down, you guys connect, bro, I think you guys can talk for years, bro.
Yes, absolutely.
Dude, so Ash, the other day, okay, it was just yesterday. Yesterday, we went for a walk. So, okay, just a quick story here.
No, I love it.
We went for a walk, and the wife was talking about these bees. So there's two different types of bees. They got the evil bees, right? The bees that goes, but there's also the bees that what they do is that I think you guys can Google this or ask ChatGPT. But basically, if these bees goes extinct, and now this is something the wife been doing some research on. If they go extinct, there's not going to be any humankind left. Because what these bees do is that they were born, their job was to go around and pollinate these flowers or whatever it is and turn them into fruits. And these bees, their mission, like Lon said, Khang, if you read the story about them, like you will feel so sad for them. But then I told Lon, I said, maybe that's their purpose, Lon. But she said, Khang, they will work so hard that sometimes they would just fell asleep on the petal. And some of them will work so hard that they'll just die. Or the thing is, she said, you know, but I told Lon, it's like, but I guess that's their mission, Lon. I mean, I guess that's what God made them to do, is to pollinate and then to create food for, you know, for us human. And then after that, dude, we're walking for another like 10 minutes. And I asked Lon, I said, Lon, what is my purpose then? Like, I make a lot of money, but like, if you ask me what's my purpose, I don't know what my purpose is. And you know what Lon said?
I know what she's going to say. I know.
And Lon's like, Khang, maybe your purpose is to help people become financially free.
Exactly.
To help them escape the J O to B. Yep. And then I thought about it. I said, really, Lon? She said, yeah, Khang. Dude, like you got the stories, and that's why you're on social media. You're so good at, you know, creating content, doing all that, and sharing your story with the world. And I said, Lon, you might be right. Because, dude, I get extremely happy and excited when I hear a story from Ash or whoever it is that was able to do. So my whole thing is like, maybe that is my purpose. My purpose is to, to help you escape the job and find your financial freedom, and whatever that freedom number is to you, whether it's whether it's 10,000 a month or $100,000 a month. Like, not everybody needs to be a millionaire. Not everybody needs to make 100 or $200,000 or $300,000 a month like I am. All right. But maybe for you, that you can find your freedom and your happiness, and you being able to enjoy your life and, control your time just by making 10, 20, or $30,000 a month. So long said Khang, that is your purpose. So
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like I said before, you said it. It's like, it's obvious. You are living the purpose that I think most people want. I never forget this story. The guy who created, I think, what is the shoe? It's called Tom's Shoes, I think. Where you, about 20 years ago, yeah, he made a shoe company that you buy one pair and they donate one pair.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Tom. Yep.
So he became a billionaire off that, and he recalled talking to Ted Turner, the guy who created CNN, right? Who's a mega billionaire. And you remember having like a meal with him or meeting with him, and Ted Turner said, "Kid, you know what? You have a very unique problem." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "Well, most people like me, we work all our life to become a billionaire. Once we do that, the drive goes away because you have more money than you can ever imagine. And at a certain point, you're like, now what's my purpose? And the purpose is to help people, right?" He said, "But your problem is you created a company and became a billionaire from helping people. So what do you do? What do you do next?" And it's a real question. But I think most people, if you ask them why they want to make money, it's because they want freedom. And then if you ask them, if you have enough money, what would you do now? Everybody's going to say they want to help. For sure. And help others, whether it's family or strangers and so forth. My point is, you're doing that. And so that's your purpose. You've achieved purpose, and you got to keep doing it. Don't stop.
Yeah. Ash, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So we're about to run out of time. So Ash, anything that you want to say to the viewer? Like, just say for those who's on the fence, who wants to get into the game, but maybe they have the analysis paralysis, they have the procrastinations, or they don't believe that they can do it. What would you want to say to them?
I would say join a mentorship or course program. You don't have a choice. If you're super brilliant, there is enough free information for you to start and succeed, but it's very hard. Having some accountability and some money that you invest into a course, and I don't know all courses, I can just recommend yours, right? It's just a no-brainer. And then you get to find out who you truly are, because I honestly feel like this is aligns with my spirit and who I am for my future. You may discover that you don't care about it. And so you have to spend that money to realize it doesn't fit. So maybe some of your students, it might not work for them. They have to walk away. And I'm sure it happens. But you got to take that chance. And once you do, you're going to be more accountable because you invested that money to learn, and you have the tools at your disposal. But once you learn the stuff, then a whole world opens up, because there's so much to learn. So, you're going to teach the basics and the foundation, but they have to actually do the work to really learn it. I really didn't learn as much as I did when I did my first deal, because when you learn everything in theory, it just goes in one ear. You kind of have an idea, but it makes you nervous. Like, how do I find this? How do I find that? And on that first deal, when you're like, okay, I got under contract, how do I make them sign it? Or how do I get this to escrow? And then I started having like all these complications that come up, and that's when you really learn. So final thing I would say is, like, if you can, well, join the course, but I should have done this sooner, and I did this towards the end. Make connections with the people you meet to work with them, because I found a couple of your students that seemed very diligent. And I said, these are the people I want to call and say, hey, let's work together. And so I did that, and we keep in touch. So finding people at your level that you can pool your ideas and your resources once you start, that's actually a huge tip, because when you're trying to sign up for not only the course, but all the things that you need to, the tools, it's expensive. Yeah. And even if you're doing well, it's like, it's going to be hundreds of dollars a month. So if you can find someone to pool it with, that's a strategy that I would recommend. That's what I'm trying right now. So
Ash, thank you so much, bro. Once again, it's an honor to have you on here, right? I love to continue for us to work together. Whatever, obviously, you need help, you need guidance, to support with, me and my team are there for you. And when you said mentorship, took me 6 months, but after 6 months, I realized that I didn't want to waste more time. That's when I hired my first mentor. His name is Mike Fitzgerald. So Ash, we are going to have him coming on our private Zoom meeting, I think the last Monday of this month. So I want to see you there, because his story, Ash, is going to freaking blow you away. He's also 41. I'm 41. This cat, dude, I'm telling you, man, he's probably one of the best real estate investor I've ever met. Like, this guy is just a beast. Like, if you Google him, Ash, Mike Fitzgerald, Hagerstown, Maryland, he's all over the newspaper. Like, he's not a big social media guy. He's very undercover. Right? He doesn't want to be out there, but man, when you're in Hagerstown, Maryland, all the cops know him. Because I remember when I went out there and I hang out with him, and he said, and I said, dude, I like, bro, like, don't speed. Like, he's like, right, we're trying to catch a meeting. He said, don't worry, Khang. Right? Because when he pull over, the cops know him, dude. So anyways, he's very famous, very popular over there, and the cat is just it's just a beast. So I look forward to seeing you in that class. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a good one, Ash. Thank you so much.
Yep. You as well. Bye-bye.
Now, I share, now after all of that, okay, for those of you be like, hey, Khang, that's where I want to be. That's where I want to go. I want to work with you and your team. I want to rub shoulders and be in a room with Clinton. Clinton he's my most successful student in 2025. The cat is just a beast. All right, Ash, Ash will be in there. Jamil also have done a ton of deals as well. He's also in there. You have my other one, which is my 2020, I think my 2024 top student, or 2023, I'm sorry, is Jericho. Jericho now, man, this cat has his own freaking virtual wholesaling operation. Right? He got team, he got system, he got everything. The cat just closed 2 deals in freaking 15 days. Total, one is for 15, one is for 10K. And they share all of their wins inside of the Discord. Clinton, dude, he started with us in February, and it's only been August. 6 months? Bro, the cat already closed over 15 deals. 3 weeks in, he made $210,000. Could you believe it? Just 3 weeks in, locks 8 deals under contract. Now, it's probably going to take him, like, I think it takes him 30 days or so, but $210,000. Dude, he was making 6-figure a year working for a company, and then made more in 3 weeks than he made for the whole entire year. Now, I share that once again. It's not just it's just inspire you, to motivate you, to let you know that you too, my friend, can do this. And like I said, for some of you, if you need the guidance, the support, the training, the coaching, the mentorship, I love to have you inside of my Wholesale Community Academy, have you work under my wings and take you from where you are to where you want it to be, to places that you couldn't even imagine. That you'd be like, damn, I didn't know that I can make so much money. I want to turn you into a beast. So for those of you, not for everybody, I know this is not for everybody, but for those of you who's ready to rock and roll, who's ready to take action, who's ready to take that leap of faith and say, Khang, I want to go with you, baby. Just book a call with my team. Go to coachwithkhang.com. Typically, we only want to take on 4 to 5 students, enroll them in max, because I want, keep the group so we can go through everybody, and just having a lot in, it's just too much. So go to coachwithkhang.com. Love to have you as a student. And I love to see, obviously, my goal is to make sure that you win and you succeed. But like I said, nothing works if you don't. Dreams don't work unless you do. We'll give you the support. We'll give you the guidance, the tool, the training, the resource, the connection. But you, my friend, still got to take massive freaking action. And I want a very, very good testimonial from you, just like Ash. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate each and every single one of you that is here with me from the bottom of my heart. I'm grateful for each and every single one of you. And I truly want nothing but the best for all of you. I want to see all of you freaking win and make a boatload of money, and not just changing your life, but eventually, once you get to the top, that you get to come back and help uplift the people that started from the bottom. Started from the bottom. Now we're here. Let's rock and roll, baby. And let's go get this money. I'm out. Man, dude, that